Last season for Saints, second in the Premiership, but didn't make it to the final. How confident are you of improving on that?
This year we're going to have to work hard. We've got a number of new faces in the squad, but we've got potentially a few challenges in terms of international release and players. You know, as they get better, play better for the clubs, they get selected to play for more international games. So you know, we're confident. We've worked hard. We know it's going to be really, really difficult. I think the other sides are improving all the time. There won't be any easy games, and we've just got to do the best we can.
As you say, it's sort of a double-edged sword. If Chris Ashton, Ben Foden, maybe Phil Dowson as well do so well for you guys, they inevitably get called up by England and you end up losing them.
Yeah, it does, but you know, we want all our players to aspire to play international rugby. You know, they've got to look to be improving, and that's what we want. And what we've got to do is make sure we develop a good squad who are all capable of playing at this level. We're looking to do that. I say we've brought some good players in, some good young English players, but balanced with that, some seasoned, experienced players, a little bit older, and hopefully we'll have a squad who can compete throughout the season.
The World Cup is obviously a huge carrot at the end of the season and just another incentive to play brilliantly this season.
Yeah, that's right, and I think playing for England should always be a massive incentive, or playing for your club, playing for your international. You know, every player should aspire to play for their own country, and you know, we want players to do that, and hopefully, you know, they know that they've got to start playing well for the club, they've got to play well for Northampton, and if they do that, then they've got a real good chance of getting picked.
To you, what would be an achievement this year? What would be progression?
It's going to be tough, you know, but a progression would be to take that step further in the Premiership. You know, you can't look too far ahead. We've got to start looking at winning every single Premiership games, but you know, you'd love to be in the top four at the end of the season, get a home tie, and then see if you can knock on, you know, towards that Twickenham final. You know, Europe, we did well to qualify for the quarter-finals, and again, you know, if we can get that far and then see who you get in the next round. So it's going to be a massive challenge, but it's one which is very exciting and one that we're all looking forward to. So we have a long, hard season. We do have a salary cap. The Premiership takes preference to begin with. You know, we play tough Premiership games, and then that moves straight into the Heineken Cup. So it's not easy for the English clubs. You know, I think some of the other countries put more of a priority on the Heineken Cup because they can. So it'll be tough, but hopefully we'll see more English sides qualifying this year.
Who do you see being the main challengers? Obviously the other teams are in the top four last season, bar Saracens and of course the ultimate winners Leicester. Do you see them being the teams to beat again?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I think all those three teams who you mentioned are all good, strong, competitive squads. They know how to play. You know, Leicester, for example, they've been, you know, consistently the best team in England for a long time now and doing really, really well. So they're going to be tough, but you know, along with that, you've got some of the other sides coming through, and you know, Leeds now have established themselves. You know, Exeter coming in, it's a tough place to play. We've been down there in the first division, down to Exeter, and we know that's a difficult place to pick up a win. So it's a very competitive league.
And I guess in terms of Leicester, you've got the perfect opportunity to make a statement of intent, first game of the season.
It's a good place to play them, you know, at home, first game. It's going to be a massive game. They're a good side, as I said before, you know, they're full of good international players. But we have got a good record at playing at Franklin's Garden, so it'll be tight. You know, it'll be a hard one to call, but hopefully we'll come out on top. It is important to start and to get a win. It's not the end of the day, you know, it's a very long season, and Bath showed last year, you know, after a disappointing start, that they actually came through and had a really good second half to the season. So, you know, we want to get off to a good start. It is important, but it's not the end of the world.
If it's the same performances for English sides this year, same disappointing performances, then maybe the salary cap needs to be looked at or needs to be brought in line with other countries. Would you agree with those sentiments?
I think the clubs have got to look at it, but as the clubs grow, you know, you've got to look at competing now, not just with ourselves in the English Premiership, but with the other teams in Europe. And you know, certainly we know the French and the Irish spend a lot more money than what we do, and if we want to be competitive, we've got to look at that, and particularly with the World Cup coming up, you know, with players going away there, I think it's probably a good time to do that.